Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to my channel and to working once again in my autumn winter altered book. I'm carrying straight on from where we finished off last time, which for me was this morning. I was on such a roll this morning that I wanted to make my next video without actually having to clear everything away, because I've got all the stuff around me, and I thought rather than putting it all away, I'm just going to keep going and see if we can get the rest of the pages done. I don't know if we will, but we'll get well on our way. So this is where we finished off last time. So then we've got this double page here. So I've got a big plain one and then a couple of pockets here. So if I hold that one down, I need to do a plain page here. Now, one of the issues with not tearing up the pages specifically to put inside the pockets is that I've now got a bit of a raw edge here, which I may have to find a way to tidy up because I did my tearing out slightly differently. I've ended up with the odd raw page, so it may not be an issue. It may not show once I've decorated. We'll just have to see. So what I need to do is find a piece of paper. Now I was thinking I rather like this one because I like him. His little face, he's so cute. Look at that. He looks a bit surprised. You've caught him up to no good, I think. So I'm going to just mark my page. And mark it about here. And then cut this off just at about there, I think. So let's give this a go. Now, as I've done before, I'm going to try and do this again with so I'm not using this for everything, but I fancy using it for this page. Do the jaggedy tearing, which is always a bit of a challenge, but especially when it's on the edge, but I'm going to give it a go. There we go, it just slips every time. Right, let's just try it. What I don't want to do is lose too much of the edge, so I might just leave that one and just try it along here. Maybe the inside one I can put some washi on it or something so that it disguises it a bit. So I will do this top. Okay, that wasn't very straight, of course. I'm going to have to tidy it up a bit more, aren't I? All right. And we'll see what we need to take off the bottom. Probably not very much now. I'm just going to take off just the edge. Down here. Again, not very straight. Let's see how it looks on the page. I'm going to try and take off a little bit more of that edge, this edge, because it's just a little bit too wide here. Let's hope I've got it about straight. wasn't too bad in the end. Right, so as I've done before with the larger pages, isn't he sweet? I like him on there. On these larger pages I'm going to ink around and glue it on, and then I'll be back. Right, so he's nicely glued on now, so I like him there. It's not the straightest tearing, it's got a bit wonky at the bottom, but I can probably put a bit of something down there anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. And now we've got this pocket here, and I did a little earlier actually prepare a couple of, well, I had a couple of bits of offcuts of paper floating around, so I thought, well, they would probably work quite well on here, so I actually did just cut them down a little bit. And I cut out the thumb hole, although I used the wrong punch, so I've actually cut it bigger than I needed, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I can just glue that straight on. Yeah, so nothing much has happened since the last time you saw me, because it was only this morning. All I've done is have some lunch. And I was just having so much fun. I thought I just got to go back and carry on. I didn't want to put all the stuff away, then to bring it out another time. So I just thought, why not just do your next video while you're in the groove. And put that there, make sure it's pretty well up to the top. Straight, and get a piece of dry wipe or dry, I think this is the back of a napkin or something. Okay, there we are, that's that one. Now there's a bit of white along here. I'm thinking maybe some washi. Let's see what I've got. Not many washes that will actually work for this place. I've got the gold. I've got this, which is the Tim Holtz tickets, but look at the colours, they go beautifully. So maybe, and I have got this one, which is the fairy one, which would also be quite nice. Maybe I'll have a look at that, because I have used that one already. And because it's new, it should be nice and sticky, so maybe I'll use that. Maybe I'll use that, just because it's be good to use the same things I've used before. Ooh. Yeah. Just going to cut it off a little bit and then glue it down, I think. I don't think, I'm hoping I'm not making a mistake, but because it's so new, I'm going to, this one came from the Your Creative Studio, in case I hadn't mentioned it, in my October box. If you saw the unboxing for that, you'll know how much I love all the bits. In fact, I'm hoping to use some of the bits and pieces in the journal as well at some point, in the decoration maybe. Is that gonna, I just need to trim that a little bit. There. Yep, I think that works quite nicely there. Colours are all in keeping. There we are. Right, so now we need to do the back, and I have another piece that I tore off something else I was making earlier. And that just fits nicely on here, and that's got a fairly neutral look to it, so that would be something nice to actually put something on. And I've got an idea what I might use, but I'm going to stick to try and decorate, just cover the papers, cover the pockets with papers, do the decorating afterwards, tempting as it would be to dive into the decorating as well at the same time. I'm going to try not to do that. Do that in another video. Just get the papers on, that's the main thing. Actually, it's quite nice to do it in two halves in a way, to do the book in sort of first half autumn, second half winter, because I just think that works quite nicely. And it means that we'll get bored with using the same papers for the whole book. And I can really go for it with the papers and not worrying about making them last, if you see what I mean. So or having to use some of them twice, because I've got to cover too many pockets with it. So I'm just going to go for it and use up as much as I can, because this kind of thing does take quite a lot of paper, even though the pockets are individually quite small. There's so many of them. Right, put that there. And just get this. I think I've got just one corner at the top there that needs a little extra gluing, so I usually use the art glitter glue for that, just because it's got the fine tip and I can just get underneath. And also I know it's gonna hold. Right. Okay, so that one's done. Now this one is a little bit more challenging. I had a thought about how I might at least make a start on it. So I've got this, and I love the colours of this. It goes beautifully with everything else. And I thought if I slide it in as far as I can into that corner there. Let's just get this out of the way. And then turn it over and mark it. Where's my pencil? Okay. I'm just going to draw along the side of the pencil. I'll have to rub that off afterwards. I'll probably get covered up anyway, but I want to get rid of it just in case, because I think I'm going to do some stenciling on here, aren't I? Okay, so take that out. And tear it. I could cut it, but I'm going to tear it, I think. Just inside the pencil line, so it's not right up to the edge. Right, let's see if this actually fits now. I think I might just pop this on here, hold it down. And then see if I can slide it in. It's not going to go in easily, I don't think. So I think I might have to trim it a little bit. It does go in, but I think we'll just take off those corners because they're going to get scrunched anyway. A little bit, just trim off that corner and that corner. Ink up the front. Right, let's have another try of just sliding it in. I'd like it to all go in if I can, so that it's okay. Should go in. It does fit. I'm going to try it. Just making life difficult for myself, I know, but I think it's the only thing to do with this. There. Let's try it. It worked okay. when I was doing the other pockets with a bit of effort. In fact, what I might do is put it in the other way around. Use my left hand. I'm a bit more dexterous with that hand, I think. I'm hoping. Hope I can get it in more easily with that hand. I don't know if I can. Yep. Some curling, that's not going to help. Right, let's give this a go. Let's see if we can get it in. I'm going to get my spatula ready to kind of poke it a bit. No, I can't do it that way. For some reason it just doesn't, it doesn't work doing it that way. I don't know. Right. That one's in. So I don't suppose you can see what I'm doing here, can you? Right. That bit's in. It was in. And this bit's popped out. We're going to slide. Come on. Work with me here. Pop it in. That bit keeps going in and popping back out again. It's not helpful at all. Now, I'm going to try and slide this, flatten this bit out a bit. What I might have to do is just trim it off afterwards. It's not going well, as you can see. Okay. Have I got... No. I forgot about my thumb hole, didn't I? I wonder if it'll go in this one. That's not really going to be very good. I'll have to, well, I can always redo it, I guess. Let's have another try. Well, it's still a little bit tacky. Jeez. This is not easy at all. Right. And I just need to cut the thumb hole, because I completely forgot about that. There's no good me trying to use my punch. Should have used that before, I guess. Well, that wasn't fun. Oh my goodness me. It's in, but it's not terribly well glued down, so I might just have to add a bit of extra glue. I'm sorry you had to watch that disaster. Now, okay, well, it's kind of there. Whoa! Right, so I've got it in. I think the next one might do off camera, just because I just can't find a good way of doing it easily. So now we need to do the other part. Maybe that'll be a bit easier because it's not got to be tucked in anywhere. I wonder if I can use a bit of this because it's the same. No, I don't want Happy Thanksgiving on there. No offence to those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, but as I don't really want to put it on here. Can I put on here? That's quite nice. Okay, let's just tear it down about there. And just to get it the right width for the page. And tear it off across the bottom. Right, so I need to mark the spot. Where's the point? There. And how far across? Just trying to roughly measure where the pointy bit is. Where was the middle? There. Is that the right spot? Is that right? Okay, just going to try it. Mark it from the top to that middle point. And then from there down to the bottom. Let's see if it fits. If it doesn't work, I'll find some other way of doing it. But we'll give it a try. Right, so, well, that's all right. That's not bad at all. Okay. I will ink and glue and come back. Okay, so I've glued that one down. That doesn't look too bad in the end, even after all the struggle. Sorry about that. So in the light of that, I've gone ahead and I have actually done this one as well already off camera, because I chickened out and thought if I'm going to make another mess of it, I'd rather do it without you watching. Of course, it didn't go quite so badly. It wasn't, because I did it slightly differently in that I just glued the corner that I had to stuck that I had to poke inside, and left this unglued so that I could then poke in my our glitter glue and add the glue afterwards. And it went a bit better. It wasn't easy, but it didn't take quite as long to do. So yeah, sorry about that. I thought you had enough of watching me doing that. Okay, so on this page, because it's a blank page, I want to do a bit of stenciling on here. And I thought I would, having just gone through and looked at all the stencils this morning with you when I first turned the camera on for the previous video, I thought I might use one of the other stencils, not just the autumn leaf stencil which I used before. I quite like the idea of using this one. So that's rather, because it looks a bit like a sunflower here. So I thought perhaps I would have a go with this one in this top right corner, in this corner here. So I am going to use, to start with, I think in the kind of around it, I'm going to use the dried marigold. So start with the lighter colour. I haven't got very many of these, so I keep reusing them for all the different colours, and it's probably not the best idea. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to stick with the same sort of autumnal colours for all the bits around. And I'm going to try and do the flower itself a bit yellow, a bit more yellow. So I'm starting with the paler colour, and then I might go over with some dark highlights maybe. Right, that bit there, and whoops, it slipped. Just pop it back into position, more or less. And I'm just going to do that little, there's just a little curly bit down here that I'd like to put in, just to kind of finish it off. Right, let's just pull this back so I can see that it's come through okay. Yep, I think that's okay, yeah. So then I'm going to use the mustard seed, which is the really, or shall I do a bit of scattered straw first? I think that's what I'll do, because that's the lighter of the yellow colours, and then I can kind of perhaps highlight it a bit with the mustard seed, which is the really bright yellow. We'll try doing that. I don't know how it'll work. I'm not much of an expert on this stenciling business, but I like to do it now and again. Let's see how this flower looks. I'll do it in the middle as well, but I might put a bit of extra colour in the middle. Might use a bit of the brown in the middle. And then I want to do this bit down the bottom. This bit here. I don't mind if the colours mix a little bit. It's an impression, it's not an exact replication of the flowers. Right, so that's the scattered straw. Then I'm going to try a little bit of mustard seed. Try not to do too much of that because it's quite bright, the mustard seed. So I'm just going to use a bit around the edges. Okay, and a little bit on the tips of this one as well. Right, a bit there. Alright, and then I need something in the middle, and I think I need the brown in the middle. The vintage photo, of course, in the middle of the flower. And then I just want to do a few bits of the brighter, whatever it's called, carved pumpkin, I think, on some of the leaves, tips of some of the leaves. And then we'll peel it away and see what we've got. Quite fun, this. Just building a bit of colour. Just add a few highlights. And a little bit around here. And of course that ties in the orange with this paper over the other side. So a little bit there. Should we have a look? I'm not going to let go completely in case I need to go back in. Right, what we got? Ooh, yeah, I like that. That'll do. That will do. All right, now. Oh gosh, I can't remember which colour's which now, can I? That's that one. That one must go with that one. Don't put the tops on. You can't tell by the looking at them what colour they are, can you? Right. Okay, so then on the bottom left-hand corner, I've got this little bird, and I'd really like to put him on there. And I'm just wondering what colour, so I want to make him stand out a little bit, what colour to do him. Maybe I'll give him a bit of green, so I'm going to put a little bit of the same colours around him, but I think I might make him kind of brown and green just to make him look a little different. Right, so go back to the dried marigold. Right, just for a little bit, just for some of the leaves around the bird, but I'm not going to do all of it. So I don't want the colour to be too strong around him because I want him to stand out a little bit. That's probably enough. Right, now I haven't got a green at the ready, so I have to just go and see if I can find, I think the colour I want is the bundled sage. So where's my book weight? If I can put that on here to hold that in place, I'll kind of go and grab it. Right, so I've got a couple. I've got the bundled sage and the distress and the peeled paint, which might be a bit too bright. So I think I'm going to try with this one. I'm going to use this because it doesn't look too bright on this. I might be able to get away with it. Let's just see if it's coming. How the colour's coming across. That's coming across fine. So I'm just going to push the book up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. No, not that one. Got my little one. I'm just going to go over him. I'm going to probably make his tail brown, and I'm going to add a little bit of brown. I want to make him quite a strong colour. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of brown, which I'm going to use the same thing. A little bit of brown on his tail, on his feet, a little bit on his chest, on his head, a little bit of brown. There we are. How's that? Shall we see? Okay. I think he looks quite nice. I'm quite pleased with him. Okay, so I've got that. I don't know if I need anything else on here right now. Again, there might be some embellishment to be done. I did wonder will I be able to maybe put one of these on. I don't know if I will. Do this open. I think I'll have to tear this off. Be able to put on something like that. Maybe half a leaf over here. Maybe I can do something like that. And then possibly a label or something in the middle. So when we're embellishing, I'll have a think about what I put on here. I think for now, I'll leave that as it is. I'm quite pleased with that, how that turned out. And then, so I had my eye on a piece of paper to go on this side, and lo and behold, little bird on it. There was method in my madness, you see. I'd already spotted this paper, and I thought, well, that, and he's got a bit of green on him, you see. So yeah, I did have that in a bit in my mind when I was doing it. So I'm just going to make this a more manageable piece of paper before I try and shape this one, which could be interesting. So I'm just going to turn it off to about there, I think. Out the way. Now this is going to be an interesting one to try and get to the right shape. Now where's that going to go? I may just have to try and do it from corner to corner. Corner. Well, to there really. Tear that top piece off. let's see. I tear that. Down there to there. Is that going to work? I don't know. Maybe if I just bend it up against the ruler. Let's see if I then fold that piece back against that bend. Where did the bend go? There it is. Where'd it go? Kind of there. Sound about right. Let's see. It's going to be about right, isn't it? Okay, let's do it. Right, let's see if he's on there, if he fits. Oh yeah, that was all right. Worked out better than I expected. Perhaps I better give him a little eye. I've got my pen. Should I give my little stencil bird a little eye? Just a little one. Don't want to ruin it. Okay, and then I've got to do this awkward piece here. Now, what was I going to use? I did find... That's right, I found this piece on the floor. I thought, well, that would actually work quite well. Something a little bit, possibly a little bit more neutral for that one. Otherwise you could have lots of clashing. So I'm just going to get rid of that edge there. Now, tear it all across here. Some of these pieces out of the way. So we've got that bit there, and it goes as far across as, and if I can tap that right in. There. About there, I think. Well, we'll try it. See if that works. That goes into there. It goes there. It's not quite right, is it? No. Needs to go a bit more across. Okay, let's try again. It's probably gone too far now, but never mind. Well, it fits. It's not perfect, but I think I might have to put a bit of trim along there, which is okay. Might just straighten that up if I can. And I think I'll take some of this off. I don't really need too much inside the pocket. The more I have inside the pocket, the more I have to try and glue. And that's not fun. So if I put that kind of there-ish. Yeah, I'll just have to put a strip of something along there to finish that off, so that'll be okay. I think that will work. Right, so I think that's what I'll do, is I'll just ink these and glue them in, and then I'll be back and we're almost into the middle. Right, so they're glued down. This ended up not being as hard as I thought it was going to be, because I decided to try using the tacky glue, which was probably what I should have done in the first place with these other ones, because it slid in nicely. But I have got this little gap here, which I don't like. I don't mind this small gap, but this is too much. So I took the cut-off piece of one of the pieces of paper, the piece of paper I had this piece from, and I cut off the rest of that strip, because I thought it would make a nice little edge. Which way round? That way round. Like a nice little edge on there, and that just finishes that off nicely, I think. So I'm going to just glue that on. I think I'll trim it off. What shall I do? Shall I trim it now? Make sure it tucks in after. Okay. And then glue that in. And then that page is finished. Well, finished up to a point. This one may not need a lot more extra embellishment because we've got such a lovely picture on the front. I might put a little something up here, I don't know. It's just kind of slides, so I should have done that in the first place with those two triangle pieces, shouldn't I? But there we go, lesson learned. Sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't with that stuff, but okay, so we're in. We have those pockets done. So yeah, we're almost there. This is the middle piece. So I've got to do this big page here. And I haven't got many whole pages left, but I have got this piece here with the sunflower, which is rather beautiful. So I thought I might put that there. That sunflower piece, so when the pages, you'll still see it, won't get hidden. I didn't know which side to use, but I thought I'd use this piece so it doesn't get hidden when you flap that middle piece over, which I'll show you when I've put it in. You'll see what I mean. About there. Alright. So we're actually getting through this kit. It's amazing. Well, you know, I've got a lot of pieces left, but I think this is one of the, if not not quite the last unused piece, but there aren't many. There's maybe one other piece that I haven't actually torn into yet, but I may do before we finished. It's about, can't see it now. Where did I mark it? There. It's not very, don't need to take much, just a little sliver off the bottom. Okay, so if I put that in there, and then when this opens you can still see the beautiful sunflower. And I don't think this will need an awful lot of decoration. I'm not sure yet what. Right, so I'm going to do the same as I've done before, ink and glue, and then we'll come back and just finish this last little flap, this half, because when this half is going to start to be winter. So we're nearly done, and if we want to get it done in this video, I'm going to have to do the ink and gluing off camera. I'll be back in a mo. Right, so that's glued in, and now I've just got this last piece to do. And I've got this last piece of paper that I haven't used yet, and I think the colours go really well together. See, like that. So I think I will just tear that into the width that I need, and then we'll figure out how to get it on there. That down there. Oh, and the other thing I did, I decided to risk it, and I tore around this with this tear ruler. Give it that jagged edge. I haven't done it on all of them, but I've done it on some of them, so I thought I would do it on that one and just try it out. And because I was worried I'd lose a bit too much, but it was okay. It worked out okay. I'm just going to use my normal straight ruler for this piece, because I've got to shape it. Oops. Okay. Right. So I think we'll start with that and just fold it to where I want it. That piece there. Do that first, a bit at a time. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's a shame. Never mind, perhaps I'll tear it again. Yeah, I've lost that bit. I'm going to do it. Try to do the same angle. Good thing I didn't make the actual piece shorter. Now, let's be a bit more careful at the top here. Hopefully this will be the right angle still. No, still not quite right. Oh, oh, right, okay. That's not right, is it? So I'm gonna do another piece because I've got plenty and I've messed it up. So let's do it again. Just when I thought I was just going to do a relatively easy little bit, I think maybe I should use my cutter. I'm probably trying to rush it now because I'm quite close to my hour again, and I do want to finish it. So maybe go a bit over. But I think there's been lots of bits that you've been quite quite justified in jumping forwards. The bits, well, I've really struggled to get those triangular pieces in. And my measuring has been a bit on the dodgy side. Right. Try again. So, there to there. I'm going to have another go at tearing it, and if it goes wrong again I will have to turn off the camera, because obviously things always go better when I'm not trying to film it. Key is to try not to rush. Right, have I done it this time? Okay, that's better. Now I've just got to do the other one. Okay, so where does that one? That goes there. Well, pretty much to the corner. Okay, let's try this. Corner. Where's my little mark? There it is. Got to get the angle right. I haven't got any leeway with this piece. I'm going to have to do it the other way. Get hold of the bigger piece because it's easy to get hold of. Tear it down rather than the other way. Right. Okay. Okay, that piece is ready to go. So while we're at it, so I've got that ready to ink and glue. Let's do the other side. So I think what I'm going to have to do, what I think I want to do with this one, I think the colours go okay because there's got this colour in here. Just to do the two background pieces in this colour, I think. So let's tear that down. Let's see if it's going to work. Where is it? There it is. Because also you want it a little bit more on the neutral side, not quite as busy. I know it's a little bit busy, but not too bright. I think what I'd like to do, and I may have made it too wide, is feed it right through, but I think it needs to come in a little bit because there's a bit of glue there. How far does the glue go? Possibly a bit too far. The glue goes to about there, so if I can measure it to the edge of the writing, that should be okay. So I think I'm going to have to take off a bit more. Because it will be easier if I can just put the whole straight piece through. Maybe then just trim it off. Maybe that's what I should have done on the other piece. Trim it off after gluing. So if I can feed that through like that. Yeah, there we are. That would work. And then I'll just trim that. Trim that. Cut it just inside the pencil mark because I don't want it right up to the edge, do I? Okay, let's just check now. It's going to fit. I'm going to pull it through. That should work. I might just trim it a bit, little tiny bit on each end, because it's right up to the edge. And same with this end. Alright. I'm going to stick this piece in. I'll do that on camera, then I'll stick the other piece in and we'll come back and see if we've got time to do that last little section. It'd be nice to get it finished, wouldn't it? Okay. This is going to be rather a long one, I'm afraid. But at least that way we're getting it finished, aren't we? And then the next video I can come back and we can just add some bits and pieces, add some flowers, some extra leaves, some bits of lace. There's all sorts of die cuts in the kit, so I'd like to get those all on, although I will be using some of them, I guess, to decorate the tags and the journal cards. Now, I may have made life difficult for myself. I should have probably just glued half of it. I wasn't really thinking, was I? I need to be able to get hold of it and then pull it through and then it might work. There we go. I'm in a mess, but I have got hold of it. Don't glue yet. You're not ready for you to stick yet. There we go. 1, 2. Okay. Good thing I've trimmed it a little bit because it's still right up to the edge. And I'm in a horrible mess. Glue all over my hand. Get that off before I do any more. But I have got it on. Okay. And I'll come back with this piece glued. Right, here we are. So that bit's now on. And that goes really nicely with that. And then this colour pulls in the orange around the sunflower centre, so I think that all works quite well, nicely together. And all I've got to do is put a little something here. And I thought, well, as we're going on a flower theme, I'm going to use my little punched flowers. So I've got this little bowl of flowers here. I've got these stamped images, and I thought about using one of those, but I think actually what I want to do is use a flower, and then I can use some of these green leaves, which will pull in the green of that leaf. So I've got a leaf there. I've got some brown leaves, but I think I might like to use these. Quite like to have one going the other way, but I don't know if I've got one going the other way. It's not even coloured. Is that one going the other way? Well, it is. So it kind of fills the corner, or it will go the other way like that. Maybe I can just hold this down like that. Makes it easy to work on. And then I've just got to find the right colour combination of flower. I've got several here. I've got that one. That works quite nicely. That's a definite possibility. Got that one. Yeah, that's also possible. I think one flower is enough with the leaves. What else have I got? Got anything else? Got this one. I quite like that too. So do I want more orange or do I want more yellow? I think I want more yellow. I think I like that one. I think. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Right, so first of all I'm going to glue in my little leaves. These were just punched out of the book page that I'd painted, so I painted some green and some orange and some yellow. I did this a while ago and I really need to do some more. Proved really handy. I've used them quite a bit since I actually did it. I did it to make some other, you probably remember you may remember the video where I did the flowers based on the ones that Barbara made in 49 Dragonflies. I don't think she painted her book pages specially. I can't remember what she used now. But I thought I wanted wanted a variety of colours. Wasn't even planning on doing an autumn book at that time, but I thought I was in the mood to do some autumn colours, so that's why I did. And then they've turned out really handy, because I've been able to use them for this. So yeah, I think that's the one. So it's that one, or that one. That one, I think. Yep. Make sure it's well glued down, so I don't want them little ends catching as things go in and out. There we go. That is the autumn side of the book completed. So yeah, we've done well. Where did we start today? I think we started here, didn't we? So we started with the bunny, and then we've got the single pocket, this really awkward pocket, which turned out all right in the end, and then the bit of stenciling, this other slightly awkward pocket. I slightly regret having the two V-shaped pockets right next to each other. I wasn't paying attention when I did that, but they've turned out looking very different anyway. And then I've got this one, and I'm really pleased how that's turned out as well. So there we are. Thank you for joining me again. Sorry this has gone on rather long. I wanted to get it done. I'm hoping that I'll be able to take some bits out, but where I've joined all the videos together, I'll probably have to shorten it a bit, but probably not as much as I'd like. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.